Every season of Survivor is a story. There are main characters, sidekicks, comic reliefs, and villains. A good season of Survivor tells a compelling story that has you rooting for someone and against someone else. You will want to watch episode after episode to see what happens next until it all finishes with a hopefully satisfying conclusion. Each story that we look at together will go through one character's journey from beginning to end, from the time they are introduced until they inevitably get their torch snuffed or win the game. We will look at every character moment and strategic move to determine whether they were a hero or a villain and whether they were a good or bad strategist. And with that, welcome to Once Upon an Island. For reference, we are only going to be observing what the TV show is showing us and what story is being told through the show. No future seasons will be mentioned, as the story and characters here have no idea about what happens in those future seasons. All character moments and strategic moves are interpreted with the mindset of what the story is trying to tell us. And with that,
39 days, 20 people, 1 survivor.
Cirie Fields back to play again on Survivor's 16th season, Survivor Micronesia. Last time she played in season 12, and she started the season off scared of bugs and a potential first boot, but ended up evolving as the season progressed, only losing it all in a Final Four fire-making showdown with Danielle DiLorenzo. Can Cirie avoid that fate now that Survivor has transitioned to a new Final Three format the season after she played originally? Let's find out. We are back in Palau for the first time since season 10, and right out the gate, the show establishes that these favorites are powerhouses, with Penner saying this will be the Boston Red Sox versus a bunch of scrubs, and Cirie saying, hey, remember me?
People at home watching identify with me. I'm like the person at home watching on the couch, remember? I was the couch potato.
Jeff then says, welcome you new players to a season we designed to destroy you. Now, he doesn't say that exactly, but he might as well. We meet the favorites, which includes Amy, Eliza, Ozzy, Penner, Parvati, Yowman, James, and Amanda. Now, when Amanda walks out, people straight up golf clap her. But when Cirie walks out, thunderous applause. You can tell who truly are the favorites and who are not. But I did fail to mention one more person on the favorites cast.
The most infamous of all survivors, Johnny Fairplay, who already looks intoxicated.
I wanted to throw up when I saw Johnny Fairplay. He's a pig. He's a loser pig. I would just love one moment to kick him. One moment, just to kick him hard in the shin.
So, Fairplay, are you dressing like me?
You want to know what you're playing for?
I'm actually impressed. I like to know that you have aspirations to get out of your current place in life.
Wow.
Yeah, fair play. Who says, of course I'm a favorite? He's so arrogant. Anyways, Jeff says, across the water are 2 idols, 1 for each tribe, and only good for 1 tribal council. Go. Yowman gets it for the favorites, and upon arriving at the favorites camp, everyone is immediately working hard on getting a competent shelter built. James is impressed, which is hard to do. If you saw season 10 Palau, then you may recognize this location as the same beach that the Oolong tribe lived on, whereas the fans end up on the Koror beach. Oolong, if you don't know, was infamously bad, so hopefully this is not a reflection of the direction the tribe will take. We do learn that 2 alliances have formed as well. One is Parvati, James, Amanda, and Ozzy, while the other is Penner, Yowman, Eliza, and Amy, with Cirie and Fairplay as the swing votes. But then we go to the immunity challenge, and of course Fairplay has to talk smack.
We're doing 3 courses for every meal. It's ridiculous. I'm getting fat. I've gained weight since I've been here.
Joel, you buying all this?
No. You guys are dumber than you look.
First, immunity challenge is won by the fans!
Yeah, they lose right after the smack talk. Perfect. But get this, seemingly out of left field, Fairplay says, vote me out. I want to go home and see my 7-month pregnant girlfriend. Okay. So at tribal council, he is gone in a 9-1 vote.
Johnny Fairplay, the tribe has spoken.
Get a hug?
That is it for the premiere of Survivor Micronesia, and aside from Cirie's introduction as one of the few who gets to speak to us and is the first introduced to the fans, she's basically a non-factor in the story. She reminds us that she is still a couch potato, and right now she is the swing vote between 2 major alliances. Let's see who she decides to go with. By the way, if you want to pick who I cover for story videos like this one, then consider supporting Once Upon an Island on Patreon. It only costs a few bucks a month and we are picking new story videos every month. You can cancel at any time, link in the description.
I was awake quite a bit last night and I heard the sounds of jungle love, I guess. I think we'll be receiving birth announcements from Ando and her little oslets that she's about to have.
It's silly, you know. Go get a hotel room. I mean, you've got to take one step back and say, there might be somebody awake. We are sleeping together in a cave, you know.
So should we think about working a little bit together? You want to think about that?
I definitely want to think about that.
Okay. We have myself, Eliza, Amy, Yowman, there's a core 4, and we needed one more for the lock, and that was Cirie, who just told me that she will work with me down the line if we decide to go that far together.
Well, that is certainly one way to get into a solid alliance. Ozzy and Amanda think they are being so sneaky, but clearly the cameraman who put a camera down and left it running is even sneakier. Also, with fair play gone, Cirie's vote is now more crucial than ever, and both alliances are vying for it, but the favorites win immunity, and despite previously being on the season called Exile Island, Cirie actually never went to exile, but this time she gets to go along with Kathy from the fans tribe. Jeff says somewhere in exile is an immunity idol, so while on the island,
I think staying here on Exile Island with Cirie actually is a good thing. Watching her from her season, she really grew a lot, and she's so sweet, she's so motherly.
All I was thinking is, I'm going to Exile Island. God, please help me find the hidden immunity idol. As an exile seeking the key to survival, look in a place where you made your arrival. Over your head, but under a rock. Put on your shoes and go for a walk.
Okay, you can come out now, idol. We give up. We can't get this close and then not find it.
I know.
spoilers, but they were right under the idol the whole time. So close and yet so far. Episode 3 sees Parvati's alliance say that their two weakest members are Yowman and Cirie, and they need to go. We then hear from Cirie, who says the alliance she picks will be the one she can trust the most, and at this point she isn't sure who that will be since neither side is really working that hard for her vote.
If I was in their position, I think they could do a little more for me, actually. No one's washing my clothes. I haven't gotten any special meals. I think if they really wanted my vote, they should probably do a little more. I should probably be carried like on a chariot type thing.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I like flirting with Bobby, so if that makes you uncomfortable, then I'll like stop. But
No, don't change.
No, because that's the way you keep him close, you know.
Right.
And he doesn't ask questions. James asked me no questions though.
I want to vote Yao. Because if Yao gets to Exile Island one time,
Oh yeah, going up against Yao.
you'll never win.
Yeah.
So I have both of you guys' word that it's us three to the end.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't care if James proposes to you and you and I have little oslets.
Oh, you know how I am.
All right.
Interesting. Let's see if this is a real Final 3 deal or if they're just saying that to get her to be on their side. Because so far we have seen heavy flirtation between Parvati and James, and well, you saw Ozzy and Amanda. The favorites go on to lose immunity, and Ozzy says, let's vote off Eliza since Yowman can actually help us in challenges. Shots fired at Eliza, but Cirie says, I want Yowman out since he is so good at finding idols. True, but then she talks to Penner, who says he wants Parvati out, and
I don't know what they've said to you about our trustworthiness or our desire to vote you out. I don't know what they've said, okay? It's not true. Look me in the eye.
The same argument that you're using,
Sure.
they use the same argument. So why should I believe this one over that one?
I'm not going to use any argument. I'm going to use common sense. I have no hidden agenda. I have no interest in voting any of the four of you out. That's the God's honest truth.
I know that you and Yao have y'all little thing, and if you want to stand here and say that y'all don't,
But there's only the two of us.
Cirie,
Hold on.
I appreciate
That's my thing.
I appreciate that.
Keep
Hold
it
on,
real.
Hold on. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
I think that you and I have a little thing. Okay?
But you
I
and
think that
Yao-
Amy and I have a little thing. It's ridiculous. It's
Call it what you want.
Okay,
and being like that is not really going to get my vote. Seriously.
Okay.
I've seen everybody. I may look like I'm laughing and joking and playing, but I'm watching everybody. And I know that what you have, I know there's no way you would vote him out before me. I know it ain't.
I'm trying, you want to keep it real? I'm trying to keep it real.
I have. I have. This is why we're having this conversation.
Well, I am keeping it real.
Well, that went wonderfully. Cut over to Ozzy, James, and Amanda, who say, yeah, we don't like how Cirie is basically bullying us into voting Yao Man since she won't consider any other options. So at Tribal Council, Penner says the move that Cirie wants to make is just straight up bad for their tribe. And so, of course, they continue their earlier fight.
For me, Jeff, had I made the move that he wanted me to make, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
I thought you were in an alliance and you flopped and then you brought everybody over. You did.
Is this not the pot calling the kettle black? Whatever.
I don't know. I thought I was in an alliance with you until today I was.
Jonathan, I came into your alliance as the 5th person.
Were you in the alliance?
And I'm supposed to trust you?
Were you in the alliance? Did you say you were in the alliance and working with us and that we were solid and all that?
I did.
Okay. That's all I want to say.
I did, but I don't trust you. Point blank, period.
I'm only trying to make moves to make this tribe stronger.
I'm not doing what you want me to do. I don't trust you as far as I can pick you up and throw you. Sorry. And
Maybe
if you're
that's
upset that they trust me, too bad.
I'm not upset. I'm upset that you are going to now be in the driver's seat.
Because I'm not voting the way you want me to vote.
So I'm hoping that people do vote the way they honestly believe this tribe is going to be the strongest.
Everybody here knows it was split.
Right.
This feels a bit like her spat with Terry Dietz from the end of season 12, aka they're both in the wrong. But then they all go to vote, and who gets their way?
First vote. Parvati. Parvati. 2 votes, Parvati. Cirie. Yao Man. Yao Man. Yao Man. Yao Man. 3rd person voted out of fans versus favorites. Yao Man. Yao Man. The tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Episode 4 begins with Cirie and Penner, either fighting like an old married couple or there is genuine disgust. I'm not quite sure. Why not both?
I didn't trust Yao and Jonathan.
Come on, yeah, whatever.
I wasn't even talking to you. I wasn't even talking to you.
I'm sorry, I'm here. Truth is that she's much more manipulative and devious than I am.
I don't want to hear anything you have to say, really, Jonathan. And I'm trying to be. I don't. I'm grown. I don't have to hear what you have to say.
Yes,
Why do
you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you didn't trust me anyway. You used me as an excuse to flop. Every
I'm just
person
done.
is
You know that I broke your alliance. I don't trust you. You don't trust me. Everybody knows it. Done.
Next tribal, Penner is Cirie's target, I'm sure of it. We then see James and Ozzy talk and they say, yeah, we should have voted out Eliza, not Yao Man. Eliza's over there being sick. It's ridiculous. Us doing what Cirie wanted was a massive mistake. They then proceed to win the reward challenge since Ozzy channels his inner Yule and hacks the challenge. And then we see him and Kathy get sent to exile where Cirie doesn't know this, but Ozzy does find the idol, and then he plants a fake, which is just a stick with a face he carved on it. It's pretty lame. I don't think anyone's gonna buy it, so not really gonna address it from here on out. At the immunity challenge, it is Cirie and Eliza on the puzzle, and
Tribe stays intact.
Tribe stays intact is right. Favorites win immunity.
But get this, episode 5 begins and we get a tribe swap. And while Cirie does stay on Malakal with Ozzy, Amanda, and Amy, she is also joined by Joel, Chet, Tracy, and Eric from the fans tribe. No Penner in sight, he switched. Heck, during the reward challenge, Penner punctures his knee while chasing Cirie, but they still lose the reward challenge thanks to Chet. By the way, Chet is notoriously bad for losing challenges. He did it a lot for the fans. Back at camp, Joel and Ozzy talk about who they want to go first, and Joel says, I want to get rid of Cirie and then we can vote off Chet. But I gotta be frank with you, I don't know why Joel thinks he's so valuable since him and Chet caused them to lose immunity. Back at camp, Cirie says exactly what I just said, which is, if Joel's so great, why is every tribe he's on, they just keep losing? They lose all the time. Ozzy's like, actually, Cirie, you're right. Joel isn't that good at challenges. Plus, Cirie says Chet would be an easier person to make into a pawn later in the game. So at Tribal Council, Joel is voted out 6-2.
Joel, tribe has spoken. Time for the go.
Episode 6 sees Amy conspiring with the fans to flip and vote out a favorite. She says the favorites have not made her feel welcome and more like someone they can just ignore and trust that they're going to vote with them. After losing reward, Cirie is back at the camp complaining about having to teach these fans so many things. She says she doesn't want to teach anything to anyone. Amy says this fan bashing is getting pretty old around here. Upon arriving at the immunity challenge, it turns out that Penner was pulled due to that knee injury he got while chasing Cirie, so I guess their feud is over, which is probably for the best for Cirie's game. But then we see Jason return from exile and he says, Well, I was on Exile and I can tell you all that Ozzy has the idol, which means that Jason found the fake, and obviously, I mean, it was a stick with a face on it. Come on. But good news is that everyone now knows Ozzy has the idol. Good news for everyone but Ozzy. They lose immunity, and back at camp, Chet says, "Vote me out, my foot is injured." Okay then. At Tribal Council, Jeff asks about Jason revealing the information on Ozzy, and Cirie says it's possible Jason is just saying that to cover his own butt, which is true. It's a good point. Cirie doesn't know all the information, so this is a good assessment, but we saw Ozzy get the idol. So Chet is voted out 5-2.
Chet, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Episode 7 starts, and this is a big one for Cirie. Let's get into it. First off, she says Eric and Ozzy are like Simba and Mufasa from The Lion King. In fact,
I think if Ozzy was to propose marriage to Eric right now, done deal.
But then Ozzy says, "I want to paddle out and catch some fish. Can you come with me, Cirie and Amanda?" Cirie says, "Sure. I'll paddle, but I'm not doing anything else." She hates swimming, but then Ozzy takes this a step too far for her.
We're not that far from shore, right? We're not. Look, right there.
I can see like you can see. Yeah, you.
Nothing's gonna happen. Don't worry. Just trust me for a little bit.
Ozzy is about numero uno, and that's Oscar.
3. Oh, babe, you're unhappy.
So you'll have this little reef adventure at my expense today, but it won't happen again.
When Cirie wants something, she tends to get it. She has a way with people that is almost indescribable. At their war challenge, she is leading her blindfolded team, but apparently doesn't know her lefts from her rights, as she repeatedly gives them bad directions by saying, "Go left," and she's pointing left for herself, but obviously for them, that's right. And she does this multiple times. Despite that though, they still win reward. And while on said reward, Ozzy, Amanda, and Amy get a little crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Amy, come on.
My goodness. Ooh-wee. I don't know, I just looked over and there's like a couple pair of boobs in Ozzy's head, smack dab in the middle. I'm like, okay. The only thing funnier was Eric drooling from the side.
Back at camp, Cirie talks to Amanda about Ozzy's arrogance, and Amanda says she didn't notice it before, but the boat incident made it quite clear, which is ironic given in the same conversation, Cirie then makes fun of Eric and says she wants him out. Talk about arrogance. But then at the immunity challenge, they find out Kathy quit the game. That is 2 people gone earlier than the show planned. But then they compete for immunity and
Go! Go, baby, go! Go! Go, baby! Faster!
I lost a lot of time right off the bat. Ozzy at the second bundle of puzzle pieces. Ozzy with a big lead.
Gotta go.
Almost there.
Ozzy having no trouble on this bridge.
There you go.
Ozzy like he's on a boogie board.
Come on, Ozzy!
Ozzy heads out for that 5th and final puzzle piece for Malakal. Malakal pulling him back. Ozzy really working it like it's a board. Malakal already working on that puzzle with a big lead. Immunity on the line.
You guys are doing great.
Is it right? All right. Wins immunity.
Cirie and Amanda blow it so hard. Back at camp, Cirie still wants Eric out, but Amanda would rather vote off Tracy. Combine this with Ozzy not wanting Eric out, and Eric can't vote for himself, so that's 3 votes. And we know where this is going. So at Tribal Council, Tracy's gone in a 5-1 vote.
Tracy, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Episode 8 starts off very dramatic. I mean that it was filmed and edited to be very dramatic because Cirie and Amy are just out hunting for some crabs and they do get 8 of them, but the show makes it like they're on some murderous hunt. But then at the immunity challenge, a new twist is thrown at them. Each tribe gets to pick one person from the other tribe to not compete in immunity, and instead that person has to go to exile. In this case, Ozzy from her tribe has to go, and Alexis from the other tribe. So Eric alone basically has to carry the tribe on his back for this challenge, and he blows it, though I can't really blame him. Back at camp, Eric is in desperation mode. He's like, I gotta save myself somehow. So he tries to talk to Cirie and Amanda by telling them about Amy.
How well do you guys trust Amy?
I don't know. Why?
Because she's been trying to get something together with the I-Rise since probably Joel left. She's told me about different alliances that you guys have had. She said that she was part of Yao Man's alliance out, and she said she had nowhere to go, and that's why she came to me and Chet and Tracy.
Then we merged and go right back to Iri.
It's either me or Amy on their side.
Wow. You don't know who to trust here. You have Eric fighting for his life, who'll say anything right now, who'll sell his soul to the devil to stay. Then you have Amy, who's proven time and time again that she can't be trusted, that I can't trust her.
Are you telling him everything since day one?
Ballsy move by Eric, but he is being truthful, I will let you know that, and what he is saying lines up with what Cirie has already observed about Amy. Amy then tries saying that Eric is just saying whatever he can to save himself, and yeah, of course he is, but he isn't lying to do so. At Tribal Council, Amy lays on the waterworks that makes it transparent what her intentions are, because obviously she's lying and she's trying to cover it up by crying, and everyone recognizes this. So in a 4-1 vote, she is gone.
Amy, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Episode 9 starts and Eric says, "Holy crap, I can't believe I survived, but we need a merge so badly." And luckily for Eric, that's indeed what happens.
Make your way to the location designated on the map immediately.
We're merging.
Yeah, I think we're merging.
Make your way to the location designated on the map immediately. Today is cause for celebration. You are merged.
With the other tribe coming into their camp, Cirie says this kind of feels like an invasion. Imagine someone comes to your house, sits on your couch, and changes the channel while you're watching it. That's what it feels like for her. Like, I guess it's okay, but it sucks. We then see Jason win immunity, and since Parvati and Eliza are having some sort of a rivalry, some sort of spat, I don't really know, nor do I really care. Just know that they're targeting each other. Cirie says, okay, I guess we're voting for Eliza. However, the first night everyone's together, Ozzy and Alexis are cuddling and flirting while Amanda watches. Something tells me more happened at Exile between Ozzy and Alexis than the show showed, because they didn't really show anything, but Cirie recognizes Amanda's jealousy when I don't think even Amanda recognizes she's jealous. But we go to Tribal Council and everyone votes, and hold up, Eliza has an idol?
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. The rules of Survivor state that if a hidden immunity idol is played, then any votes cast against that person do not count.
There we go, baby. Well, I guess this is the hidden immunity idol. It's not much, but it's a carving of a piece of wood with a little guy on it, and this is pretty incredible, so, you know, I'm gonna have to hold on to this tight.
This isn't it. This is so stupid. This is just a napkin. What are you trying to pull? I'm going home anyhow. Why? It's not the idol.
It is the idol.
It's not the idol.
Yes, it is.
Ozzy must have put it in there. He must have the real thing. That's not the idol.
What is it?
It's a stick.
I know. It has a face on it. Don't worry.
Ozzy put it on there, made a face on it.
No, he didn't.
It's not the idol.
Why do you say that?
Because that can't be the idol.
Why not?
Because it's just a stick.
I know.
This is not a hidden immunity idol.
That means Ozzy has it. Jason found it on Exile.
Jeff, come on. That took hours to make.
Wow, so earlier when Jason said Ozzy had the idol, he was unintentionally being truthful because Ozzy did somehow trick Jason, but Jason thought he was tricking everyone else. Brilliant.
Eliza, the tribe has spoken.
Episode 10 starts off with Cirie saying she kind of wished Eliza's idol was real because Ozzy being gone, that wouldn't be so bad for her game. But due to not being picked for a team at the reward challenge, she has to spend 2 days on Exile where it rains, and she already knows the idol isn't there, so she's a little bored. At the immunity challenge, it comes down to Parvati and Jason. Natalie tells Jason that if he drops, then she won't vote for him. And while Cirie has no plans to vote for Jason either, she takes advantage of this opportunity and pretends like, oh, Ozzy, what should I do? Should I tell Jason that? Because we're aligned. And Ozzy bites, making him feel even safer than he did before. Jason drops and Parvati wins immunity. Back at camp, Cirie says, let's do this. Let's crack some knuckles, snap some skulls. Let's blindside Ozzy and his idol. So at Tribal, they all go to vote, and
if anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay. First vote, Jason. Jason, 2 votes, Jason. Jason, 3 votes, Jason. Jason, that's 4 votes, Jason. Ozzy. Ozzy. Ozzy, that's 4 votes, Jason. 3 votes, Ozzy. Ozzy, we're tied. 10th person voted out of Survivor fans versus favorites, and the second member of our jury, Ozzy. Ozzy, tribe has spoken.
That plan went perfectly. Since Ozzy didn't play his idol, it has been rehidden at Exile with new clues. So that morning at camp, Cirie is sitting around and she sees the cut on James's hand and is worried. She says they're in a dirty environment and that open wound is bound to be infected. Now, what I failed to mention earlier with Ozzy's blind side is that Amanda was left out of the loop on the vote in fear that she would tell Ozzy what's coming. Amanda is annoyed by this, but her, Parvati, and Cirie all reassure each other of the final 3 deal, but Amanda makes it known, hey, one more thing and I'm over these 2. Now at this point, the women have all banded together to vote off the guys. That means Natalie and Alexis is part of this alliance, but the core 3 are Cirie, Parvati, and Amanda. So at the auction, when Natalie gets to send someone to exile, anyone she wants, and she sends Jason, why? He's the next target. Anyways, Natalie then wins a cake and...
I'll give them $20 each to lick their fingers when they're done.
No. 3, 2, 1, and you're done.
How much you say you're gonna say?
I'd say $20 to lick your fingers. Mm-hmm. Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Oh, that's sad. Something's wrong with that boy.
Back at camp, Natalie feels like a moron for sending Jason. Everyone's like, yeah, duh. Cirie says we do have one option. She says, Natalie, I have an idea. How about this? You tell Jason that we need James to lose immunity because he's gone next, making Jason feel safe. And also Jason will think Natalie sent him to exile on purpose to get him the idol, doubly making him feel safe. So at the challenge, Natalie does just that, and Eric wins immunity. The plan is going beautifully, which is only further exemplified by this scene.
I looked at Barbie and we were like, run, Eric! I was so nervous. I was hyperventilating and like all of us.
When Eric made it, I jumped up like, I didn't scream though.
Are they evilly laughing at Jason falling for their scheme? Yes. Yes, they are. Cirie then directs Natalie to look through Jason's bag while he is out fishing to see if he has an idol, and she does it, and she finds it. Natalie's kind of becoming Cirie's right-hand woman. At Tribal Council, Jeff, for some reason, asks Eric if he wants to keep the necklace, and Eric's like, yeah, I'm not crazy. Of course I'm gonna keep it. So they all go to vote, and...
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, first vote, James. James, 2 votes, James. Jason. Jason, that's 2 votes, Jason. James, that's 3 votes, James. Jason, that's 3 votes, Jason. 11th person voted out of Survivor fans versus favorites, and the 3rd member of our jury, Jason. Jason, the tribe has spoken. Something else.
Another perfect plan. First Ozzy, now Jason. Natalie has also proved to be very useful to do Cirie's bidding as well. Episode 12 sees James get his finger inspected and the doctors say, yeah, it's infected. And Cirie's like, duh. We also see Alexis bang her knee pretty hard and Cirie says, 2 people possibly could be pulled early. This is good for my game. I feel bad, but not really. It's good for my game. But guess what? It's family visit time and that means we get to see her husband HB again.
Don't you this?
Now, HB was the best part of the family visit on her first season, but unfortunately here, he doesn't really get any screen time. Alexis wins her reward and she takes Cirie and Natalie with her. And I'm not sure how to say this, but they all get to swim with these jellyfish who don't sting. It's the exact same reward Oolong got in season 10. And the show tries to have Cirie give a confessional about her growth as a person, how she's not scared of things in the wilderness anymore, but Cirie is not convincing here.
I think it might have been a breakthrough for me to swim with the jellyfish because it kind of like opened my eyes a little bit, like everything is not a threat. Maybe it's changed me a little bit. as to being afraid of every little thing.
Yeah, I don't buy that. Cirie, if she wants to be convincing, can be, but here, maybe she's doing her best, but I'm not convinced. We then see James get pulled from the game due to his infection. That is now 3 players pulled earlier than the show expected. And Eric is the last man standing. They need him to lose immunity or a woman will be voted off next. So what happens?
Eric with his first bottle. Eric connects again. Eric with his second bottle. If you hit your third bottle, you win immunity. Eric does it. Eric wins immunity. Eric is safe at tonight's vote. One of you 5 women going home tonight.
Great. So back at camp, Amanda says, while I was on Exile, I didn't find the idol. And I will let you know, she's telling the truth. She didn't find any idols on Exile. Eric, Natalie, and Alexis then approach Cirie and say, we're voting Amanda. Vote with us or it's gonna be a tie. And a tie means it's a rock draw. Cirie says, crap, I'm between a rock draw and a hard place. Amanda talks to Cirie and says, why not do the tie? And Cirie says, do you think I'm lucky enough to survive a potential rock draw? Are you crazy? And what I personally think is crazy is how that one rock draw in season 4 is still having these long lasting effects into Survivor. No one wants to try it again. However, Cirie shoots Amanda straight and doesn't BS her and says, yeah, we're probably gonna vote you out. And Amanda appreciates this. So at Tribal Council, and this is news to Cirie by the way, Amanda puts Eric on blast in front of the jury saying how he flip-flops and lies because Amanda is some patron saint of morals and truthfulness, but we'll address that in her video. This is some serious sarcasm I'm trying to lay on thick. But for now, everyone goes to vote and...
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so.
About that, Jeff.
I got it.
This is a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast for Amanda do not count. First vote, Amanda, does not count. Amanda, does not count. Amanda, does not count. Amanda, does not count. Alexis, 12th person voted out a Survivor and the 5th member of our jury. Alexis, the tribe has spoken.
So technically, Amanda was telling the truth earlier. The idol wasn't on Exile. It was at their camp. She just got the clues on Exile. Episode 13 starts with Cirie saying these tribals are getting out of hand, but on the plus side, Amanda says she can now trust Cirie because she didn't BS her even when she thought she was going. Eric then wins reward and he sends Parvati to Exile and takes Amanda with him on reward, where we see Amanda clearly manipulating him as she says, oh Eric, you've redeemed yourself now. Back at camp, Natalie is seething. She says Eric promised to send me to Exile, and Cirie feeds right into this like Palpatine in Star Wars.
Eric is a little weasel. To me, where does his loyalties lie? If he told you, he'd take you, and he told her he'd take her, and he took her, but she's the one he's gonna vote out. I was kind of just yanking Natalie around a little bit, which is fun for me because it's killing her. She thinks she has Eric in her pocket. The only pleasure I'm getting out of today and not going on the reward is seeing Natalie stress out over Eric taking Amanda and Parvati being on Exile.
Upon Eric and Amanda arriving back at camp, Cirie talks to him and Natalie sneaks up and listens. Based on the angles shown, Cirie had to see Natalie walk up, but Eric clearly doesn't, which makes Cirie flushing out who his ideal final 3 is with Natalie listening all that more perfect and evil, because he says his final 3 is Cirie and Parvati. So at the immunity challenge, we need anyone to win but Eric.
Eric crossed his first 2 ropes. He's digging for those puzzle pieces. Eric has his first bag, heading back to solve his first puzzle. Eric has solved his first puzzle, heading back out with another set of coordinates. Come on, baby. Eric has his second bag of puzzle pieces.
Whitefish, bird, seagull. Turtle, whitefish, bird, seagull. Turtle, whitefish, bird, seagull.
Eric with a big lead now. Amanda, Cirie, still digging. Eric lines up his ropes, digging for that 3rd and final bag of puzzle pieces. Eric has his 3rd and final bag of puzzle pieces. Eric thinks he has it. Guaranteed final 4. Eric wins immunity once again. And with this around your neck, you are safe at tonight's Tribal Council. Eric is guaranteed a spot in the final 4.
Well, that went wonderfully, I guess. Back at camp, everyone says, sorry, Natalie, you're the next to go. That is unless...
I wonder if he was giving that his necklace.
I would it benefit him giving me the necklace?
Matt, tell him that if he were to give you the necklace, that would redeem him and we would vote for Amanda.
Who would fall for that? Like, I feel
Jason.
stupid listening to you guys right now. I'm like,
Ozzy, Jason, and Eric. He belongs in that threesome.
I mean, it worked on Jason, but this is a much bigger situation. We do see Natalie talk to Eric and he says, no way, I'm not giving up my necklace. But let me talk to Cirie and see what she says. Cirie says, listen, Eric, the only way I'll believe that you are actually going to vote the way you say you're going to and not flip on me as well is if you give Natalie the necklace. It would be redemption. This is beyond conniving, as these women are all gaslighting Eric minus Parvati. She isn't really doing anything here. Eric says, what if we vote off Parvati instead? That would make me feel better instead of voting off Amanda. And Cirie's like, that's fine by me. Right before Tribal, Cirie sneaks over to Amanda and says, hey, you and Parvati need to blast Eric at Tribal so he really thinks this vote off is real. And what do you know?
Heard about Eric running around and making alliances with every single person and then breaking their alliances and then switching back up and switching back over. When he didn't even need to do that, he'd won immunity for the past 3 times in a row.
It was stupid. It was just a mistake. And I feel like I need to come to this tribal tonight and ask for some kind of forgiveness, some kind of I'm sorry. I mean, game aside, I'm hoping that there's some sense of forgiveness, some sense of we'll try and trust you again.
You can't say game aside because we're playing this game.
That's true.
We're in this game right now. You can't say game aside, I apologize. This is the game.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. I just want to tell you that.
I think you are able to redeem yourself, and I think it's really important that you do, especially if you've been discredited. If you've been discredited, the words you say means absolutely nothing. It's your actions that will show and prove what's really going on.
He is being set up and he has no idea about it. Cirie was the nail in the coffin on that. So it is time to vote. And
Eric, you have the individual immunity necklace. As always, you can give it up to somebody if you choose to.
And I know that actions do speak louder than words. I want to give individual immunity to Natalie.
My mother always told me, you may not be able to beat him with these all the time, but you can always beat him with this.
First vote, Eric. Parvati. Eric. 2 votes, Eric. 13th person voted out and the 6th member of our jury. Eric.
You guys drive me crazy.
Eric, the tribe has spoken.
Let's stir the pot, ladies.
she does tearfully say that she misses the guys. She doesn't really miss them. But then something strange occurs. They get tree mail for an immunity challenge. On day 37, the final immunity has always taken place on day 38. So this is strange. When we go to the challenge, now the players don't see this, but the aerial footage that we see shows it was clearly designed for 5 people despite there only being 4 remaining players. But Amanda does win immunity, securing that Natalie will be voted off next. But at Tribal Council, talks are abound about where everyone stands in the alliance, and
it is nerve-wracking to think it could be a final 2, because that makes me feel like, once again, I'm on the bottom of the alliance.
When did you ever think you were on the bottom?
Always.
Honestly, always.
Between us 3, it's obvious because not one person in any alliance has ever said, I won't vote for Cirie. You have said I won't vote for certain people. She has said I won't vote for you. So that clearly places me at the bottom of the alliance.
I'm just wondering.
And I'm explaining how I feel that way. I would be foolish not to think that.
Cirie is right. She is on the bottom of this threesome alliance. I'm not sure how Amanda is baffled by this. So anyways, everyone goes to vote and Natalie is gone 3-1.
Natalie, the tribe has spoken.
Back at camp, Amanda is so annoyed about what Cirie said at Tribal in front of the jury, and call me crazy, but is this not the same thing Amanda did in China to Todd at the final 3? And Cirie's about to fight with Amanda here, and that's almost the same as when Cirie fought with Terry at the final 4. Wow, I mean, there's a lot of deja vu going on here.
So what was all that at Tribal Council?
What am I doing?
You're trying to make us look so awful at Tribal.
How?
That's
like that.
Bull. Just be real.
How is it bull? That's not game, that's real facts. That's exactly what this is. You're snuggled up over there with James. She's snuggled up over there with Ozzy. Most of the time, y'all 4 are together. If you were me, what would you feel? I mean, be me for a minute. Have any one of you ever said, I can't vote Cirie out?
How do you
yes
know?
or no? I'm asking you.
How do you know?
Have I talked to you about Final Two?
I'm
you're
trying
hearing
to
that.
understand, but I can't understand you when you're screaming at
Okay.
me. I understand.
I can't explain it anymore. I don't know how else to say it.
Congratulations, Final Three. Today you will honor their memories before proceeding to your final immunity challenge. Get into your boat and head out to Exile Island. My heart just dropped.
It's like, when is it gonna end, you know? Like, there's only so much you can take, and then someone has to leave now, like, after everything. I am so tight with these girls, like, this just sucks completely.
Yeah, there's another immunity challenge. This season was likely designed to have a final 3, but 3 people leaving early clearly threw a wrench into the schedule, even with 20 players. But good news, the final immunity challenge is probably the one immunity challenge Cirie has the best shot at given her skill set. She has steady hands, she's a nurse, she says she works in operating rooms. So, what happens?
This challenge is officially on. The slightest lapse in concentration, and you will be out of this challenge. Parvati drops her ball. Parvati's the first person out of this challenge. We're now down to Cirie and Amanda. This is the final round of this challenge. Cirie loses her concentration. Amanda wins final immunity and is guaranteed a spot at the final tribal council.
I hate to say it, but this is on Cirie. Earlier in the season, she even jokes that if there was an operating challenge and she blew it, people at her work would disgrace her.
If they had an operating room challenge and I lost, I couldn't go back to my job.
Yeah.
And on Survivor, this is the closest we will ever get to that kind of challenge. Props to Amanda, who changed her hand placement though throughout the challenge so that she was using different muscles each time. Cirie then talks to Amanda about keeping her over Parv, and
I just feel like you're one of those people that can talk their way in or out of anything you want.
15th person voted out and the 8th and final member of our jury. Cirie, need to bring me your torch. Cirie, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
So let's break this down. How is Cirie as a character? This was clearly the evolution of Cirie as she progressed to be even more charismatic than she was the last time she played, and in many ways this felt like the Cirie season. Many times players will come back and they won't be any different or they'll regress. Cirie, no, she only gets better. Anytime she wanted something to happen, it happened. And anytime there was a moment that she was involved in, we largely got her perspective over almost anyone else's. She is gold for the show, and seeing her go from a hero in season 12 to a villain in Micronesia is fascinating. She got into more fights, was a lot more devious, and loved manipulating others, even when it was completely unnecessary. Villain Cirie is my favorite Cirie. Out of 37 character moments shown on the show, 16 were heroic and 21 were villainous, making Cirie Fields a villain character on Survivor Micronesia. Now, how is Cirie as a strategist? Great. Not only did she evolve as a character, but she evolved as a player too. The Cirie who made some nice subtle moves in season 12 and created the first ever 3-2-1 split was an expert level manipulator and mafia boss this season. She didn't have to do the dirty work, but she closed a lot of deals. She created the ideas, had other people execute them, and then no one was ever on to her. People wanted Parvati out. People wanted Amanda out, but no one ever suspected Cirie. She did get screwed by the surprise final 2 twist, but also she screwed herself. She could have won that last immunity challenge. That was on her. But I gotta say, I am ready for Cirie 3.0. Out of 50 strategic moments shown on the show, 32 were smart and 18 were dumb, making Cirie Fields a smart strategist on Survivor Micronesia. Thank you for watching, and doubly thanks for liking and subscribing. See you all next time.